The biggest design flaw in the human body makes absolutely no sense, and it is happening inside you right now. Imagine you spend billions of dollars to engineer the most advanced security system in the world. It has facial recognition, thermal imaging, DNA scanners, and it can identify any known enemy in milliseconds. It never sleeps. And then one day, that billion-dollar security system locks down the entire building, triggers every alarm, shuts off the oxygen, and nearly destroys itself, all because someone brought a peanut into the lobby. That is not just a malfunction. That is exactly what an allergy is. Your immune system is a system so intelligent it can remember a virus you encountered 30 years ago, so ruthless it hunts down and kills cancer cells every single day before you even get sick, is suddenly brought to its absolute knees by dust, by pollen floating in the spring air, by a cat sleeping on your sofa. It sounds like a stupid, embarrassing, amateur mistake. Like evolution, the great engineer simply forgot to proofread our code before shipping it. For decades we were taught this exact lie in schools, that allergies are just a glitch, a biological error, an overreaction that serves absolutely no purpose, that our body is just confused. But what if I told you that from a biological standpoint, that is completely false? What if your allergy to pollen, your allergy to peanuts, your allergy to bee stings is not a mistake at all? What if it is actually evidence that your immune system is doing exactly what evolution designed it to do, and it is doing it perfectly? To understand why, you have to realize that evolution never had a problem with allergies. We did. Let's look at the paradox that destroys the whole glitch theory. Evolution is brutal, but it is incredibly efficient. If a trait harms your ability to survive and reproduce, it gets deleted without any mercy. If a bird is born with weak wings, it cannot fly far enough to find food. It dies, and its weak wing genes are gone forever. If a deer is born with slow legs, it gets caught by the predator. It dies, and its slow leg genes are gone forever. That is the fundamental, non-negotiable rule of natural selection. Harmful traits should disappear. So let's apply that simple rule to allergies. A severe food allergy can kill a child in 10 minutes through anaphylaxis. Asthma triggered by pollen can make you unable to run, unable to hunt, unable to escape from a predator. In a prehistoric world with no hospitals, no EpiPens, no antihistamines, a severe allergy should have been a guaranteed death sentence. If it was a death sentence, the genes that cause it should have vanished thousands of years ago, weeded out by natural selection. But they didn't just survive, they did the complete opposite. Today, more than 40% of the entire world's population has some form of allergy, and in the last 50 years alone, allergies have increased by over 300%. The genes didn't disappear, they spread like wildfire and took over the planet. This directly violates everything we think we know about evolution, which means our understanding is wrong. Evolution didn't fail to remove allergies. Evolution deliberately kept them, protected them, and amplified them for a reason. And to understand that reason, you have to stop thinking of your immune system as a defense system and start thinking of it as a paranoid army general who would rather be wrong 100 times than be right too late once. Your immune system is not one single thing. It is an army of 2 trillion cells patrolling every single inch of your body, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And like any good army, it has 2 jobs. Job 1 is to identify the enemy. Job 2 is to kill the enemy without destroying the city itself. For 99.9% of human history, that army was not fighting pollen. It was fighting something much, much worse. It was fighting parasitic worms. This is the part of human history that modern textbooks conveniently forget because it is disgusting. For hundreds of thousands of years, almost every single human being on Earth was infected with parasitic helminths, giant worms living in your gut, in your lungs, in your blood, creatures that were actively eating you from the inside out, stealing your nutrients and laying eggs inside you. To fight them, your immune system had to evolve a very special, very heavy-duty scorched earth weapon. It is called the TAT response, and it uses IgE antibodies. Think of normal antibodies as snipers, precise and clean. Think of IgE as the nuclear option. It is not subtle at all. When your body releases IgE, it triggers a full-body explosion. It makes you sneeze violently to eject parasites from your nose. It makes you cough brutally to throw them out of your lungs. It makes you vomit and get diarrhea to flush them from your gut. Your eyes pour water to wash them away. Your skin swells and itches violently to trap them and signal that something is wrong. Now I want you to think about that list again. Sneezing, coughing, vomiting, diarrhea, itchy eyes, runny nose, swelling skin. Does that list sound familiar to you? That is not a random list of allergy symptoms. That is the ancient anti-parasite eviction program. When you have an allergy to pollen, your body is not making a mistake. Your immune system has looked at a harmless grain of pollen and has screamed, "That is a parasite, e.g.," and has launched the exact same ancient, violent eviction protocol it used to save your ancestors from a deadly worm infection. An allergy is not a glitch, it is a false alarm, and in the brutal logic of evolution, a false alarm is always, always better than a missed threat. Imagine you are living in a forest where tigers attack your camp every single night. You are the guard, and you hear a rustle in the bushes. 99 times out of 100, it is just the wind. But 1 time out of 100, it is a tiger coming to kill your children. If you are a relaxed, logical general who assumes it is always the wind, you will be right 99 times, and you will be dead on the 100th time, and your bloodline will end. If you are a paranoid, anxious general who screams tiger and wakes up the entire camp every single time the wind blows, you will be annoying and exhausted 99 times. But you will survive the 100th time. Evolution always favors the paranoid general. A false alarm cost you some energy and some mucus. A missed alarm cost you your life. Your allergies are the living proof that you are descended from the paranoid general. You are descended from the survivors who overreacted. But parasites are only half of this incredible story. There is a second, even more disturbing and brilliant theory for why allergies exist, and it explains why peanuts and bee stings are so deadly. Why peanuts? Why shellfish? Why bee venom? Why latex? What do all of these completely different things have in common? They are all packed with toxins and dangerous chemicals that can harm you. This is the toxin hypothesis, proposed by the famous Yale immunologist Ruslan Medshitov, and it changes everything. For most of history, humans were constantly putting unknown things in their mouths, tasting new plants, getting bitten by new insects, touching new chemicals in the wild. Some were harmless, some could kill you in seconds, and you didn't have a chemistry lab to test them. So evolution gave you a rapid response chemical weapons detector. Many of the proteins that cause the worst allergies today look chemically identical to toxic proteins found in deadly venoms and poisonous plants. When you eat a peanut and your throat starts to close, that is not random. That is your body trying to physically trap the toxin in your throat before it can enter your bloodstream and reach your heart. When you vomit violently after eating shellfish, your body is not being dramatic, it is trying to expel a poison it believes will kill you. When you get hives and your skin turns red and burns after touching something, your skin is creating a painful memory, a lesson that says do not touch that again. Ever. In this theory, your deadly allergy to bee stings is not an overreaction. It is the correct reaction. That venom is actually dangerous, and your body has learned to be so hypersensitive to it that the second time you get stung, you react so fast and so violently that you will do everything in your power to never, ever let it happen a third time. An allergy is not your body being stupid. It is your body keeping a permanent blacklist of chemicals that it thinks are trying to murder you, and it never ever forgives. It would rather kill you with an allergic reaction than let the toxin kill you slowly. Okay, so if this paranoid, brilliant life-saving system saved our ancestors for thousands of years, why is it suddenly ruining our lives right now? Why is it getting worse every single year? Because we changed the entire battlefield in just 100 years, but we forgot to tell the general that the war is over. For 200,000 years, your immune system was a busy, exhausted soldier fighting in a muddy trench, fighting worms, fighting bacteria, fighting dirt, fighting toxins every single day from morning to night. Then, in the last 100 years, which is just a blink of an eye in evolutionary time, we invented soap. We invented clean drinking water. We invented antibiotics. We invented concrete houses with sealed windows. And we invented ultra-processed, sanitized food. We won the war against parasites and dirt completely. And now, for the first time in human history, we have an army of 2 trillion highly trained killer cells with absolutely nothing to do. They are unemployed and bored. This is called the old friends hypothesis, also known as the hygiene hypothesis, and it explains our modern allergy epidemic perfectly. Your immune system is like a highly trained German Shepherd guard dog. If you don't give a German Shepherd a job, if you lock it in a white, empty apartment all day with no exercise and no purpose, it will go insane. It will start chewing your expensive sofa. It will bark at the mailman for hours. It will start attacking its own tail and its own owner. Your immune system, with no real worms to fight, starts fighting fake wars against imaginary enemies. It starts fighting harmless pollen. It starts fighting dust mites. It starts fighting peanuts. This is not a theory anymore. This is proven by data. This is why allergies are almost completely non-existent in farms and villages where kids still play in the dirt and live with animals, and why they are a massive epidemic in ultra-clean, developed, rich cities. Studies have shown that children who grow up with a dog in the house, who have older brothers and sisters who bring germs home, who grow up on farms with livestock, have 50% fewer allergies than kids who grow up in spotless apartments. Because their immune system was trained correctly when it was young, it was given real enemies, real dirt, real worms, so it learned to ignore the fake ones. We didn't get allergies because we are weak and modern humans are broken. We got allergies because we are too clean for our own good. We sanitize ourselves into sickness. So let's go back to our original question that we started this video with. Why didn't evolution remove allergies? Because evolution does not care about your comfort. It does not care if your nose is runny every spring. It does not care if you can't eat a peanut butter sandwich. It does not care if your eyes are itchy because of a cat. Evolution only cares about one single brutal metric. Did you survive long enough to have children and pass on your genes? And for thousands of years, the price of a runny nose, of itchy eyes, of vomiting when you ate something suspicious was survival. The people who sneezed and coughed and reacted violently to the world lived. The people whose immune systems were too chill and too relaxed died from a worm infection or ate a toxic root. We are not broken. We are not flawed. We are the children of the most paranoid, most overprotective, most successful immune systems in human history. Your allergies are not a sign that your body is failing you or that you are weak. They are a sign that your body loves you so much that it is still fighting a ghost war that ended 100 years ago against an enemy that is no longer there, and it is fighting that war with every ounce of its strength just to keep you alive for one more day.